has just been coming in. You don't even understand why things are going the way they are going right now. And God wants to revive you. Man, I just feel the presence of revival this morning. That God wants to revive you. God wants to help you. God wants to release you. And you need to be in a place where you don't focus on the things that doesn't, things that doesn't really make sense. And God wants you, it's like there's cleanness. God just wants to clean you up. I'm not saying that you're dirty, but I'm just saying that, God wants to revive you. God wants you to be in another dimension. God doesn't want you just to be, I know we say this all the time, that there's a time where you can just be a baby Christian. There's a time where you need to really grow up. And I believe that this season, it is time for you to grow up. This is not the time for you to be like all the time, like you always, it's like, you find people, sometimes they just want to be spoon-fed. But you need to be in a place where you actually step into revival. And you tell yourself that there are some things that I cannot change. There are some things that I can change. But there are some things that you have to give it to God. Because sometimes, some of you try to change things with your own strength. You try to do things with your own strength. You try to open the business with your own strength. You try to go into a marriage with your own strength. You try to get this position with your own strength. But you know what? How about you try it with God this time? How about you include God this time and see what the Lord is doing? How about you let God to deal with your heart this time and see what the Lord is going to do? There is nothing that God cannot do. I can tell you right now, there's nothing that God cannot do. There's nothing that the Lord cannot do. God wants to bless you, and you need to let Him do it. God wants to take you into another place, and you need to let Him to do that. You need to let Him to do that. So revival is coming to your life right now. Revival is coming to your life right now. You don't have to wait for it. It is already here. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to pray for it. It is here. Because you find people sometimes, we are praying for revival. Revival is already here. You just need to be available and tap into it and be part of it. It is happening. It has started already. So God wants to shift you. God wants to send you to places where you've never been. I said the statement the other day. I said, some of you, we are so focused on what we want. We keep wanting, but actually we forgot about